Hey everybody, Rayme here. Tonight I'm going to be playing the Halo Reach beta. For those of you that aren't familiar, Halo Reach is a game that came out like 10 or so years ago and for Xbox 360, but they're re-releasing it for the PC and Xbox One, so a lot of people are really excited to play it. So I'm going to be playing it tonight, and I want to talk about some of coming from my view as an older gamer. Well, I don't like saying that, but it is kind of true. Talk about the game and stuff. And what's really interesting, so I'm a huge fan of Halo, which is why I've been invited to the beta, because I had to apply to do that. But what's really interesting is I actually played the beta for Halo Reach like when the original game was coming out, and now I'm playing the beta of the second version, which is kind of funny. Okay, so let's get in. So the first thing about this game that I think is kind of cool is you can play on the mouse and keyboard. Like I can play on the mouse and keyboard, or I can play using my Xbox 360 controller. Get that in front of the camera here. So let me talk about that a little bit. So, and I can actually talk about that while I start playing. So why don't I do that? Because I want to play and let you see some of the different stuff. Make sure my controller is connected. As you see, I am playing with my controller instead of my computer, and I'll kind of talk a little bit about that, why I'm doing that. Just get it connected. So one of the things that I've found for me personally is that for some reason every game, I've spent so many years playing Halo that it seems like every game is significantly easier. There we go. Every game is significantly easier on the controller because I'm so used to it. So even games like Fortnite, Apex Legends were a lot easier on the controller. Now, those games were built for the PC, so they were built for a mouse and keyboard. The interesting thing about Halo is that it was originally built for a controller with a controller in mind. So I am preferring to play with the controller, and I've heard some people say that the game is better with the controller, and some really, some professional Halo players are saying that. And I think there's a few different reasons for that. One of the reasons, is I think the game was originally made for a controller, so that's probably I just feel like it's, for some reason, the game just makes sense with a controller. The other thing is something called aim assist, which makes it a little easier on the controller. So some people are saying it's an unfair advantage, but I think either way, maybe it evens out the mouse and keyboard. Regardless, I know I'm actually really excited to see a game for PC have a controller. I think it's kind of cool. So I kind of hope that I can do it. Now you can see, I pick campaigns here. Notice how they have, I can only play Halo Reach. That's because this is the beta. These other games are part of Halo MCC, which are all the Halo games that they already have. And this is just the beta for Reach. They're going to release these as they come out. So I'm pretty limited on what I can do. One of the cool things about this, so my options, and you have all the basic Halo customizations, like change your armor and stuff like that. You can't do all of it with this beta version. But when I go into settings, I can configure my mouse and keyboard or keypad just as I normally would. On Halo, you could always configure your controller pretty good, but you can configure the mouse and keyboard. I think the default mouse and keyboard settings are not very good, and I think you're going to need to play around with them. I think one of the things people are going to find with the mouse is that they really need a mouse that has multiple buttons on it, because I think that's going to be key to making a good mouse and keyboard setup. So I could play the campaign, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to actually play some multiplayer and talk about some of the stuff. So I'm just going to play. So they've changed the list every day. So right now I can only play 4v4. Last night I could only play 8v8. Tomorrow is the last day of the beta, which is why I'm reviewing it today. I can pick what games I want to play. These are different playlists, like Snipers and King of the Hill and Capture the Flag and Slayer. I'm just going to play some general playlists. It's interesting. At least with this beta, I find I'm getting parties, the people I'm playing with. Some are really good and just destroy me, and others, I'm just wrecking them. So I don't know if they have the matchmaking all set up yet, and it's probably odd because it's just a select amount of players with the beta version, so there's not 10. Now here's something that's interesting. So I've muted myself in game so no one should be able to hear me, but notice how when I talk, there's a little mic microphone like thing that's going to come up on the screen, which I think is kind of interesting. So it's like you can't tell that you're really muted or not. So I think that this is one of the things that, and this is the same thing on the Xbox, so I think it's one of the things they need to figure out. Like, you're either muted or not muted. And one other interesting thing about chat, besides like whether you're muted or not, is that there is a like typing chat in this version of Halo Reach, which is really cool. People can type to each other, and I think it's great. But it's kind of like comes up on the screen. And did you see that flash just happen? Like, I'm noticing those little like flashes random times. Not really like in game, but like between screens, and I think they're probably on purpose, but maybe not. Okay, so I am playing with a control setup called Bumper Jumper. Basically, that means like I can jump around. Okay, where's this guy at? Oh, looks like, well, he had rockets and just killed me. So as I'm playing and talking about some of like the design stuff and things I like about the game, I am playing the game. So you get to see some gameplay too. You can see this is a first-person shooter if you're not familiar with what that means. But basically what that means is like I see, you know, a stick in front of me and I need to pay attention a little bit. There we go. You can see you get like cool, so notice like when I got that kill there, I got like a little medal. I really like that about the Halo franchise. I always thought that the medals were pretty cool. Because there's some that are really challenging to get, like get 25 kills in a row without dying. Like stuff that seems like impossible. Now, I'm teaching a gaming class this semester, but we are not using the Halo game in the class. It just wouldn't have made sense. That guy's gonna kill me. It just wouldn't have made sense to use Halo, so we did use some different games. But, as I've said, this is one of my... Just Halo's amazing. And it's just funny, like, I remember playing this map, you know, when I was playing the beta version of this game. So you can see, like, when someone's shooting at me, I'm jumping around. I need to actually... It's my team? Oh, we're destroying them. And I'm doing the worst because I'm talking and not playing. I'm going to do a... I'll talk a little more this game. So, normally in Halo Reach, when you get these are, like, health packs that you can get throughout the game. But for some reason, they're not active in the beta version. I'm not quite sure why. But I have noticed a couple weird little glitches. Some people have talked about crashing. I did notice one. I've had one crash in game, and that was when I first actually booted the game up. I had one crash. I think it was just because it was Steam, because you're installing the game through Steam, and I think I hadn't restarted my machine yet, and I think there's just some funky issues there sometimes I've noticed with Steam. And I really wanted to do this stream before, I'm doing terrible, I'm just not paying attention. I really wanted to do this stream before, oh, 2 of their players already quit, that's not fun. Before the game ends, because the game ends tomorrow. I think it ends at like 5 p.m. my time, which kind of stinks. Like, it's fun. Like, I'm having fun playing this, and I think a lot of people are looking forward to this game. So one thing that I will say that I think is kind of cool, I'd really like to see... Now, Halo's was almost like... I don't want to say like the original esports game, but it's one of the original ones that... Let's see where this guy is. He's hiding somewhere. Halo's one of the original esports games, you know, with MLG in the early 2000s. So I'd really, really, really like to see Halo do well in competitive esports now. Okay, let's change. There we go. I'd really like to see Halo do well in competitive esports because I think it's perfect for it. I mean, the game was like designed for esports. It was just designed to be this competitive game. especially with the MLG setting. So I'm kind of excited to see if it does well. I know a lot of people are excited for this, but can it have the audience that, like, you know, a Fortnite has? I don't know about that. You know, the big esports games, you know, can Halo compete with a League of Legends, Fortnite? I mean, those are the big ones. Obviously, it doesn't need to compete with necessarily with them if it wants to be pretty big, but to be the biggest, it would. But I think as far as, like, first-person shooters go, if there's going to be one, like, I think this game is much more suited for esports than, like, a CSGO or a Call of Duty type game. These guys are just getting destroyed every second. Since two of them, they quit. It's like not that fun. Well, I think those are some of the issues Halo needs to work through. Like, what do you do when everyone's kind of quit? What I'm trying to actually do is run up behind someone, just kind of messing around to see if I can get a good melee. So what I have to do is if you look at my lower left-hand corner of the screen, you're going to see my, You're going to see my radar. And I can tell when the guy's above me, below me, or near me on the radar. So I watch the radar a lot of gameplay, is watching the radar. This game's going to be over in 1 second, and then I can go into a better game with actual people. Now I'm just kind of messing around because I'm talking so much, but I'm going to play more the next game and not stream, not talk. I'm going to actually play the game. One more kill and it's over. It stinks when they quit like that. But, I mean, the look and feel of the game is exactly Halo Reach. I had a blast playing this beta. I was a huge Halo 3 fan. I mean, I played Halo 3 from the time it came out. Even when Reach came out, I was still playing it. It was just such a fun game. So when I got to play the original Reach beta, I was super happy, had a lot of fun doing that, and I loved Reach when it came out. There were a lot of hardcore Halo fans that didn't like the abilities in Halo Reach, so they thought it took away some of the stuff that Halo 3 had. And in some ways I agreed, but in other ways it was still Halo and I was still having a lot of fun, so I didn't mind it so much. Halo does a great job of showing tons and tons of statistics at the end of a game. You can always go online and see lots and lots of statistics, so I really like that. There was just some really cool things I loved about Halo. And I really liked Reach a lot, so I'm really excited. I mean, when this comes out on PC, I'm so psyched. I really hope it does well in the esports world. So you can see everyone's name up here. I'm always Jiu-Jitsu Ph.D. in like 98% of games I play. The only ones where it doesn't is Overwatch and World of Warcraft. My name is Bear Dozer because in World of Warcraft, I'm a bear. So like Bulldozer, Bear Dozer. I'm like a bear tank in the game. So anyway, yeah, that's pretty nerdy, I guess. But...
Slayer.
Okay, I'm actually gonna play and not talk so much.
Lost the lead.
Ooh, I noticed a little lag there. Change out of that. So right now I'm going to crouch down because you can see my shield is gone, so they can't see me on radar when I'm crouched, even though they can see me. There, you can see that I Oh, and I'm gonna die. Oh, thank you for saving me. See how my life, like underneath my health bar, see my health bar, my shield just regenerated, but I don't have any health. That's what those packs on the wall right there. Oh, and we can use them. Oh, terrible timing. 2 guys as I got my health pack. Oh, we gotta watch those grenades. Behind me. Who is... No! Return to the battlefield. Oh man, so there's a guy right above me. There we go. Okay, so I see they are right there. Okay, and he has a sword, so I don't want to go near him. Is this guy paying attention? Ah! My shield was down. He was able to melee me. So, one cool thing about this game is you can melee people and, like, do some pretty neat, Jeez, I was not reloading quick enough there. Yes, that was a close call. I don't want to be near this guy.
Killjoy. Double kill. Killing spree. Double kill.
Oh, I got the cool melee. What am? Oh, I didn't. Let me change. Okay, there's someone below me. 3 guys below me. Ooh, that was a bad play of my part, and we are losing. I heart Halo 3. Oh, did he not die? Oh, man. So one thing interesting about this is you do need an Xbox Live account to play this. I don't know if you actually need to be signed up for Xbox Live or not, which I think is rather interesting.
Double kill.
So you might... Oh, and then... So you might actually need to be signed up for Halo... Xbox Live account to play this. Sorry, I'm like talking and trying to play at the same time. It's totally not simple. Oh, I have the most kills. See, when I play, I'm actually pretty good, but when I'm like talking and doing like 10 things. There we go, I just killed my own teammate by accident. That was a betrayal, I mean not on purpose, but notice my mic up on the screen here. Guy to my left. Didn't put that up at the time. We are getting destroyed. And it stinks because I'm having a decent game. Man, he stuck me. What luck. One shot, come on, just get it. There we go, now I can sprint. There we go, we killed that guy, but we are losing this round. I don't even know why I just did that.
Revenge. Yoink. Game over.
And that was fun, just a little bit of gameplay from Halo. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to end my stream now because I just wanted this to be, you know, like a quick, nice review of Halo. So you can see the game is a lot of fun. And you can see all the statistics. Oh, can I get out? Phew. Okay, but that's it. Pretty cool, right? I had a lot of fun. I'm having a lot of fun playing this. Tomorrow's the last day of the beta, so I can't play anymore, but I can still play Halo on Xbox anytime I want to. But still, it's something about it being on PC that I'm really excited about. So anyway, looking forward to it actually being released. But anyway, have a good night.